Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to get great looking foundation without it looking cakey or muddy or textured or bringing out your pores, and just really giving you nice coverage without looking fake and bleh. Alright, so getting started, this is such an easy makeup look, and this is pretty much how I do my foundation all the time, even if I'm going to go out in the heat and things like that. I'm going to take this Superfood Elemis spray, and it's a hydrating mist, but I really like it because it also has a little bit of a brightening effect, and it's just good if you're going to be wearing foundation all day to have your face nice and moisturized. I like that it dries really fast too. Then I'm going to prime up my face with my #1 primer. It's the No Pore Blim Primer by Touch in Sol. I swear to you, I promise you, it's so good. I feel like it fills in my pores. So pores are annoying. The reason they kind of stick out is because you're almost like filling up a sand hole. So say you're like playing at the beach, ha ha ha, building a sandcastle, you dig a little hole. It's almost like you kind of want to put more sand back in there, but in this case primer, if that makes sense. And I like this one because it just feels silky. And then next up is my foundation. So for me, I don't really color correct and do all that kind of stuff just because it takes so long and it doesn't always work out right, and I just rather have the least amount of powders and concealers and things like that on my skin as possible to keep it looking as natural as possible. I'm going to take the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie by Pure, and this is foundation and concealer, and I'm going to take the little doe foot side and I'm just going to boop boop boop, put it all over. What I like about this is that you can be medium coverage, light coverage, full coverage, whatever you're kind of in the mood for, but I like that it kind of dries matty. It dries a little bit matte, but it gives you like a glowy look to your skin. It almost looks like it's like a BB cream, but it's a nice coverage. So I like that it is the best of both worlds. And then I'm going to take this big brush, and this is by Doll 10, and I highly recommend it. It really gives me that airbrush look, and it really like kind of pushes it into my skin, and it's so big that it takes such little time to kind of blend all of my foundation into my skin because it's so big. And then I can blend it into my neck as well. So I pretty much covered all of my face already, like really quick. And I love that I really don't have to go back over it with a beauty blender, which is what I typically would do to kind of push it into my skin, which helps hide the pores, because again, you're pushing more product into your pores to kind of really help flatten the surface. But with this, it almost works as a spreader, a foundation spreader. Is that the like correct word? No, but you get what I'm saying. But then it also acts as a buffer too, so you can really buff it in your skin. And I like the fact that the bristles are so gentle on my skin that they don't like dry me out or like leave me red. Sometimes if I use a bad brush that's too harsh, it'll just leave me more red than I started out with. So I got all my foundation all nice and spreaded. My face, I always leave it a little bit lighter than the rest of my body, because once I have the bronzer and stuff like that come on, I don't want my face to get way too dark and then it just look muddy and gray. So that's my #1 trick on not getting that gray muddy type of effect, is always go a shade or two below like the rest of your body and then build up with bronzers and different things like that. Because if you start dark, you're just going to get darker, and then you get gray and you get muddy and it just doesn't blend right. So that's kind of why. So then next up, I'm going to take a little Stay Naked. This is in shade 30 NY. So that means natural yellow. I love a little yellow undertone under my eyes. It has a good brightening effect. I only do a little bit, and then I'm just going to push it under my eyes. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Hoola Light. I love the Hoola powders. I love these Hoola powders so much because they just, I don't know, they're so buildable and they don't leave me looking cakey and textured. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of the regular Hoola and this little brush from Revlon. They came out with these new brushes and they're really nice. Definitely recommend you trying out these brushes. They're really high quality and they're drugstore price, which is awesome, and they're really soft. So I'm just going to take this guy and I just like work it into my cheekbones. When I was pregnant and I didn't have cheekbones, I just made them up. And just around. I always go into my hairline, so the hairline's a little darker, and then blend it forward. And then I always bring it into like my eyes, but like right on my eye bone thing. know what I mean? And I'm gonna use, so to keep it from looking really textures, especially like around here or getting crepey. I know tons of people have issues with getting crepey, is that how you say it, underneath your eyes. I like to use the Hangover 3-in-1. It is replenishing primer and setting spray, so you could even use it as a primer too if you want to use it kind of how I use the Elemis. But this is silicone free, alcohol free, and oil free. So I love that it's alcohol free because it's not going to dry me out. It's actually going to keep my skin looking nice and dewy. And then it's oil free because it's going to keep me from sweating and stuff like that, or bringing out the oils in my face. But it's going to really help just kind of make all that powder that I just put on look more fresh and youthful instead of just so cakey. So I just throw them up. You spray as much as you want. I like how it smells too. So then once you let that dry, I'm looking pretty wet right now, it's all good though. So once you let that dry, then you can put on your lipstick, your mascara, the rest of your face. I'm gonna go do that right now and I'll be right back. So this is my finished look. You could tell my foundation looks nice and healthy. Whoa. It looks nice and healthy and glowing, and it doesn't look caked on, and you can't see a lot of texture. Even when you come in close, like you can still see some of my freckles. It looks nice and natural and healthy. It just looks nice, and it's good for every day, going to work, going out and about. It takes like 2 seconds. Honestly, once you get into a habit, this can take me 5 minutes if I didn't talk through the whole thing. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.